Ladies and gentlemen, Rambutan is a kind of fruit with high nutritional value. It's often eaten fresh or canned in many forms for storage and export. In TayNinh, Rambutan trees have been grown quite popularly. Can be considered as one of the traditional fruits. In the past year, most plant farmers use the Rambutan variety, which have been degraded. The quality and productivity cannot meet the increasing demand of consumers. Finding new variety is always a trend of farmers who specialize in cultivating this fruit tree. Regarding the above issue is today's program. Let's follow the report up, finding new variety for high quality.
Rambutan is an easy-to-grow fruit variety, so the acreage increases rapidly. In TayNinh, the main crop is harvested around the time of the annual Lunar Mid Year Festival. In the main season, the price often drops. Some farmers use technique for out-of-season, apply biological measures to flower in the 7th lunar month. Coming to the Lunar New Year, there will be out-of-season fruits selling at a higher price. However, this measure depends a lot on the weather. The success rate is not as expected. Finding new varieties with high yield, easy to care for, less affected by weather is still the method which many farmers are pursuing. Previously, the farmers imported varieties of TAY Indo rambutans. These types initially also met consumers' demand. However, so far, these varieties have been grown relatively widely and no longer scarce. The prices of this variety are not attractive anymore. Farmers continue to look for new varieties forced to have more advantages. In TayNinh, there are many areas suitable for growing rambutan. We are part of farmers who specialize in fruit varieties, whose families still earn their living by growing fruit trees for generations. Trung, a rural commune of Hoa Thanh district in the previous time and now known as Hoa Thanh Town. Decades ago, most farmers specialized in rice cultivation. Then, the majority of them transferred to fruit trees according to market demand. However, there was a time when the prices of some traditional fruits had problems with price competition or oversupply when the export of fruits was still difficult. From this situation, many farmers have found new varieties of plants with high yields, meeting the needs of the market with more stable output. The family of Mr. Huỳnh Ngọc Hoàng has settled into Hoa commune Hoa Thanh Town for a long time, specializing in fruit trees planting for nearly 30 years. Starting from durian, then growing longan, mangosteen, rambutan, etc. Up to now, after having experienced many domestic and imported rambutan varieties, he has enough experience in fruit tree cultivation, especially for rambutan varieties. Firstly, we have to build a mound and fertilize phosphorus with manure. The mound is not very high, about 40 centimeters. The root of rambutan is a type of vesicle root, so if it is planted deeply in the earth, it is inhabited and cannot grow. It grows very quickly. Don't let it lack of water. Don't water it much. Once it grows, it develops quickly. From planting to 3 years, we can root. It is not almost infected pest. If any, only leaf hoppers eat leaf. When the plant is young or aphids, just spray lightly with pesticide. When you want to root, firstly, you have to consider the weather. One is in January and the second is in July. After processing, it blooms in about 1 month, and 1 month discharges the pistils and the roots. After that, it takes 3.5 months later. It will be ripe. Total is 5.5 months. Actively looking for new varieties of rambutan suitable to the needs of the market. In 2017, Mr. Hoàng found a variety with the brand name of Tiếng Cường Rambutan in Bến Tre province. Initially, it was planted on TayNinh land, interrupt on the existing Thai rambutan garden, also in order to have the conditions to compare the criteria of each variety. On an area of 2,000 square meters, there have been more than 70 original varieties of 3 years old Tinkung Rambutan currently producing roots. The results show that the characteristic of Tinkung Rambutan variety produce the roots with long shell, thin skin as ripening, with white and thick flesh, sweet taste. In addition to many outstanding advantages over other varieties, its quality and yield are higher than Thai Rambutan. Over the years of cultivation, Mr. Huang also affirmed that the rejuvenation ability of Tinkung Rambutan variety is very high, large roots average of 16 to 20 roots per kilogram. In each bunch of roots, more than 80% of roots are raw. As ripening, the root does not break like other varieties. It is favored by traders and consumers with high prices and not enough supply. Preliminary estimates show that, on average, each rambutan tree with Tinkung Ram is harvested at more than 30 kilograms at only 3 years old. The current price in the garden is not less than 60,000 Vietnam dong per kilogram, and the income is more than 3 times higher than the other varieties in harvesting season. On the market, the price of this rambutan is the highest. Currently, its price is about 60,000 Vietnam dong per kilogram. An advantage is that when it does not completely ripen, we can still eat, with the yield of about 1.5 to 2 tons per day for each time of harvest. Another advantage is that this rambutan variety has more roots, which are not spread and more evenly than Thai rambutan. Externally, the shape of Tinkung Rambutan root is very qualified. As ripening, its skin is red and its shape is round. Its seed is small with a sweet crispy taste, easier to harvest and store than tuber, sugar and Thai Rambutan variety. But the planting and care techniques are the same. Seed yield is always equal to or higher than other varieties, averaging 9 to 10 tons per hectare, especially as being harvested earlier when the root is not completely turned red. Its quality still does not lose significantly. This is a new variety suitable to the soil of TAY NINH with high yield and quality. In line with today's consumer requirements, many farmers have a need to supply seeds. Farmers Association in Trung Hoa Cam Mil Hoa Tan Thao is interested in creating favorable conditions for capital support to replicate the model, completing the documents for Mr. Huang to register his own brand of rambutan on Trung Hoa land. Afterward, the farmers have access to better sources of seeds. There are more secure farming methods, so the root harvest time is earlier and has high economic value, contributing to the development of family economy in particular and socio-economic development in Trung Hoa Cam Mil in general. Farmers also learn from other provinces such as Tinkung Rambutan. Farmers in Trường Xuân have also approached and developed this model. Then Trung Hoa Cam Mil Farmers Union will focus on Tinkung Rambutan model for replication. Due to the characteristics suitable to the soil, the quality is more superior than many other rambutan varieties, so many farmers around the area have a need for Mr. Huang to extract seeds. This is the future development direction of Mr. Huang. While a large part of farmers in Trung Hoa Cam Mil Hoa Tan Thao is promoting the conversion of crops, the new rambutan variety with high yield and strong consumption in market is suitable for the farming methods of farmers. The rambutan variety conversion model of Mr. Huỳnh Ngọc Hoàng has been evaluated by the Professional Branch and Grassroots Farmers Association as practical, suitable one for new farming methods, production according to the market needs to provide what the market is in need, Also, to avoid the situation of good harvest falling rice, like the traditional cultivation of seedlings in the past.